All right, let's dive into this world of the Xiasi dog.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like you've really done your homework here.
Well, I tried.
Encyclopedia entries, breed specifics, even a YouTube video. You got it all.
Had to make sure we were prepared for this deep dive.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be so interesting to kind of weave these sources together,
Yeah.
getting that historical perspective alongside what it's actually like to live with a Xiasi dog,
I feel like
in the modern world.
we're going beyond just the facts here.
Mm-hmm.
We're painting a full picture of this rare breed,
Yeah.
why they're so special, and why their future might be a bit uncertain.
Right.
So let's start in the mountains of Guizhou, China.
Okay.
This is where the Miao people have bred Xiasi dogs for thousands of years,
Wow.
originally as hunting dogs and watchdogs.
Makes sense, right?
Right.
The terrain there is really something else.
Oh, yeah.
So you can imagine the kind of stamina and agility these dogs had to have,
Absolutely.
like running up and down those mountains.
And did you know that the Miao people believe that having a Xiasi brings wealth to the family?
Oh, really?
They're not just good boys.
Wow.
They're good luck charms.
That's so interesting. It really speaks volumes about the bond
Yeah.
between the Miao people and this breed. Like, their history is just inseparable.
Totally.
It's really cool.
Okay, but what about the Xiasi dog themselves?
Yeah.
Let's say you walk into a room and there's one right there.
Okay.
What do you see?
Okay, so you'd immediately notice that classic terrier look.
Yeah.
But there's something about those red markings around their nose, mouth, and ears that really set them apart. They've got this permanent game face on,
Right.
most are white,
Yeah.
though some sources say cream is a possibility.
Interesting.
But yeah, those red markings are really striking.
Yeah, and they're known for being incredibly fast and strong.
Oh, yeah,
It makes sense considering those mountains they were bred in are no joke.
for sure.
Those 40-minute walks that
Yeah.
we'll talk about later. That's basically in their DNA.
Absolutely.
Like they were bred to work, to run, to chase.
And that intelligence and trainability
Yeah.
makes them fantastic partners,
Oh, yeah.
either for hunting or companionship.
Speaking of partners,
Yeah.
their loyalty is legendary.
Oh, for sure.
But that loyalty actually plays out in a really fascinating
Okay.
and maybe controversial way in the Xiasi's culture.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually bred for boar fighting competitions.
What?
Can you imagine that?
I mean, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
We're talking like over 100 dogs,
Wow.
each fight lasting 3 minutes,
Oh my God.
judged on how willingly they attack.
Wow. Can you picture that scene?
It's a spectacle.
100 of these dogs
Yeah.
with their red markings
Mhm.
going head to head.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder about their temperament, though, right?
You're right, and that actually leads us to something a bit more serious.
Okay.
This incredible breed,
Yeah?
with all its history, its unique skills, is critically endangered. There are only an estimated 270 purebred Xiasi left in the world.
It makes you think about those boar fighting competitions in a different light, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Is that tradition impacting their survival?
That's a good question.
And on a lighter note, what would it be like to actually live with one of these rare dogs?
Well, you'd need to be prepared to match their energy levels.
Oh, yeah.
Remember those 40 minutes to an hour walks?
Right?
That's every single day.
Wow.
But it's not just about physical exercise.
No.
They need mental stimulation, too.
So we're talking puzzle toys, scent work, maybe even agility training.
Exactly. These
Okay.
are smart dogs. They
Yeah.
get bored easily,
Right.
and a bored Xiasi
Right.
can get into all sorts of mischief.
I bet.
You don't want to know.
And here's something else to consider.
Okay.
You know how loyal and attached they are to their families?
Yeah.
Well, that can also mean they're prone to separation anxiety.
Right. It's like their history as constant companions to the Miao people
Yeah.
is hardwired into them.
Interesting.
If you're thinking of getting a Xiasi,
Yeah.
you either need to be around a lot or be able to bring them with you.
So maybe not the best breed for someone with a super busy lifestyle.
Right, exactly.
You gotta have time for these dogs.
They need attention and care.
For sure.
They thrive on it.
Yeah,
So you got to be ready to give that to them.
that's right. It's definitely something to consider.
Yeah.
Going through all this information,
Mhm.
it really highlights how special this breed is.
I know, right?
Like, you don't come across dogs like this every day.
This ancient breed facing potential extinction,
Right.
their unique loyalty playing out in boar fighting competitions.
Yeah.
It's fascinating and also a bit heartbreaking.
Yeah, for sure. What really stands out to you about all of this?
It's the contrast, I think.
Yeah.
This ancient dog rooted in tradition, yet facing a very modern problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got me thinking about all those other rare breeds out there.
Yeah.
facing similar challenges.
Yeah. Like, are we doing enough to protect these dogs?
It's a good reminder that we have a responsibility to these dogs,
Yeah.
especially the vulnerable ones.
Absolutely.
But let's shift gears for a moment
Okay.
and talk about the Xiasi as a companion.
All right.
We've touched on their loyalty, but what else defines their personality?
Okay, so beyond that fierce look,
Yeah,
are they all business?
that's a good...
Or is there a softer side?
Well, they're definitely known for their playful nature.
Oh.
A bit of mischief, even.
Really?
Yeah,
So not just those serious guard dogs we see in pictures.
Right.
They like to have fun, too.
Exactly. That intelligence we talked about.
Yeah.
It makes them great to train.
Mm-hmm.
But they need a lot of mental stimulation.
Otherwise, that mischievous side might come out in ways you don't want, right?
Probably.
Like, I bet they're expert sock thieves.
Probably.
Hmm?
And I imagine they can be a bit stubborn, too.
Oh, really?
Independent and strong-willed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that describes a lot of working breeds?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you train a dog that's both smart and a little bit stubborn?
Patience is key, and consistency.
Right.
Remember, they're food motivated, so positive reinforcement goes a long way.
So lots of those yummy treats.
Exactly.
And what about their energy levels? We know they need a lot of exercise, but could they excel in dog sports?
Without a doubt.
Wow.
Agility, obedience, rally.
Really?
They've got the smarts and the drive to do it all. But, and this is important,
Okay.
they need an owner who can match that energy.
So let's say someone listening is totally smitten with this Xiasi
Okay.
and ready for the challenge.
All right.
What's your advice for a first-time owner?
Be prepared for a commitment.
Okay.
This isn't a breed for someone with a packed schedule.
Mm-hmm.
They need a lot of time, attention, and training.
No slacking off on those walks or training sessions.
Definitely not.
That's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
For sure.
And remember how we talked about separation anxiety? Well, that means establishing a good routine.
Yeah.
And being consistent is extra important for a Xiasi.
Those early experiences can really shape their temperament.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like socialization is key.
Yes, especially when they're young.
Okay.
You want to expose them to different sights, sounds, people, dogs,
Mm-hmm.
so they grow up to be well-adjusted.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And don't forget about mental enrichment.
Oh, right.
Keep those brains working with puzzle toys,
Yeah.
scent work,
Yeah.
anything to keep them engaged.
Otherwise, you might find your shoes chewed up.
Okay, so plenty of walks, lots of playtime, maybe even a little job for them to do.
Right.
Sounds like a full-time gig.
It can be, but for the right person,
Yeah,
the rewards are immeasurable.
I bet.
You know, it's not just about meeting their needs. It's about finding a breed that truly fits your lifestyle.
Speaking of finding the right fit,
Yeah.
one of our sources touched on ethical breeding.
Right.
I imagine with a rare breed like the Xiasi, that's super important.
It's absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
Sadly, rarity can attract unethical breeders who are more focused on profit
Oh, yeah.
than the well-being of the dogs.
So how can someone tell if a breeder is ethical? What are the red flags?
Ask questions.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to inquire about their practices, the health of their dogs, how they socialize puppies, visit their facilities,
Right.
see how the dogs are living.
Yeah.
A good breeder will be open and transparent, not just trying to make a quick sale.
It sounds like it's about finding a breeder who's as passionate about the breed as you are.
Exactly.
Someone who's committed to its future.
Right. It's about more than just owning a dog. It's about being a guardian of a breed, a partner in ensuring its survival.
It's a big responsibility.
It is.
You know, it's amazing how much ground we've covered.
I know, right?
We've gone from their origins to their endangered status, from those boar fighting competitions to what it takes to actually live with a Xiasi.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
It really has. We've explored their temperament,
Their unique needs.
the joys and challenges they bring.
And we've touched upon some ethical considerations that come with loving and protecting a rare breed like this.
Now picture this. You're strolling through a park,
Okay.
surrounded by dogs of all shapes and sizes.
I like it.
Suddenly you see a flash of white, a burst of energy zipping through the crowd.
Okay.
It's a Xiasi,
A rare sight.
a little piece of history right there in front of you.
Wow.
Heads turn, people point,
Yeah.
and for a second, it's like everything else fades away.
That's the power of the Xiasi.
They capture your attention,
They do.
make you want to know more.
Yeah.
But it's more than just their looks.
You're right.
It's their history,
Mm-hmm.
their connection to that ancient culture,
Yeah.
the spirit that shines through those fierce red markings,
They embody the power of nature,
the dedication of breeders,
the bond between humans and animals that stretches back centuries.
and in a world that often feels dominated by the familiar.
Yeah.
They remind us that there are still hidden treasures to discover.
Hidden treasures and unforgettable adventures waiting to happen.
You know, it's funny.
What's that?
We keep saying rare and endangered,
Right?
but it's easy to forget.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a living, breathing dog.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes the data and the history
Right.
overshadow the fact that each Xiasi is an individual
Yeah.
with its own quirks and personality.
Makes you wonder, what's it really like to share your life with one?
I know.
What would surprise people?
Their sense of humor, for one. You know how we talked about
Yeah.
their playful and mischievous nature?
Mhm.
Well, imagine that combined with their intelligence.
So they're not just serious watchdogs.
Yeah.
They're little clowns, too.
Exactly.
Are they?
They've got this mischievous streak
Uh-huh.
that can be both endearing and a little challenging.
Right.
That independent spirit we talked about definitely comes into play.
I can just imagine them being masters of the puppy dog eyes
Oh, absolutely.
when they want something.
But they're also incredibly smart.
Right.
So you can't underestimate them. It's a delicate balance
Mm-hmm.
of being firm and consistent
Yeah.
while also tapping into their playful side during training.
So it's all about finding that right approach,
Yeah.
the key to their heart
And their stomach.
and their stomach.
Since they're so food motivated.
Right.
Mm.
Speaking of hearts,
Okay.
that brings us to what it truly means to have a dog in your life. It's not about perfection.
No.
It's about that bond you build,
Mm-hmm.
the journey you share.
The ups, the downs,
Yeah.
the laughs, the occasional chewed up shoe.
Exactly.
It's all part of the package.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the Xiasi,
Yeah.
with all its history and unique traits,
Right.
embodies that perfectly.
I think so.
They remind us that connection is what matters most,
Mm.
that accepting those quirks and imperfections is part of love.
And that's a lesson that applies to more than just dogs, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing the value of individuality,
Yeah.
of appreciating those differences that make each living being special.
Mm-hmm.
And in a world that often feels divided,
Right.
it's a powerful reminder that we're all connected.
We are.
We started this deep dive wanting to understand the Xiasi dog,
We did.
but we've uncovered so much more.
It's true.
We've explored history, conservation ethics,
Mm.
and the very essence of companionship.
And hopefully
Yeah.
we've inspired you to look at the world around you
Mm.
with a little more curiosity and appreciation.
So the next time you see a dog,
Any dog.
take a moment to recognize their unique story,
Yeah.
their connection to something bigger than themselves.
Because every dog has something to teach us.
Mm-hmm.
A tale to tell.
And who knows? Maybe you'll find yourself on an adventure
Oh, yeah.
that changes your life forever.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the world of the Xiasi dog.
Until next time,
Keep exploring.
keep learning.
And keep those tails wagging.